Joining me on the show today is Swee. He is the Managing Director of WorldTravellers RM300. Now, Mr. So has been a Vistage member since 2011 and was recently recognized with the Vistage Lifetime Achievement Award. But first of all, thank you so much, Mr. So, for being here, and congratulations on winning the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Oh, thank you very much.
Now, Mr. So, I know that your company, like many others in the travel industry, was severely affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. But what was very interesting is that your company not only recovered, but recorded a staggering 222 million ringgit in turnover in FY 2022. That's 40% more than your pre-pandemic sales. How did you manage to bounce back so quickly?
Okay, just to give a bit of the history, the numbers. We did 157 million in 2019. Then the number dropped to 36 million in 2021. Then further dropped to 24 million in 2022. So that time, I think it's like how should I put it? It's just like the whole thing has collapsed. Then border opened in April 2022. Is it? 22. Then with the border open, all the restrictions being removed, the airfare going up sky high, the demand is strong, and also we have sufficient staff actually to monetize on the uptrend. That's how we can do the.
So this is 9 months then, 222 million.
Actually 8 months plus.
8 months plus,
yep.
Okay. But let's just go back a little. When the pandemic first happened, being in the industry that you're in, when the world was under lockdown, what went through your mind at that time?
Actually, I thought it's just going to last for a few months.
Mm-hmm.
So for us, most of the industry player, the owner, we thought just a few months like SARS, maybe 3 to 6 months the most. So most of the owner, we just still happy-go-lucky. Then we just do some housekeeping, talk to the staff, no worry, things will be okay.
But at what point it hit you like, no, this is not
when
okay?
When we start get to know this airline stop operation, that airline stop operation, Vietnam closed border, China closed border, Australia closed border, then we know, wow, this is going to be very serious. So that was the time actually we have different thought on the crisis.
What was the conversation? Obviously, you were burning a lot of cash. You still had to staff to maintain. No tours, every border closed. How did you manage to pull through?
Actually, not only no tours, no phone call, no email, nothing. But you'll be surprised, the first few months very busy. Cancellation, refund, all the problems. Then customers stuck overseas, cannot come back. People stuck here want to go out. So we're still quite busy for at least the first 3 months. Then that time we don't really have a very serious pay cut actually. After 3 months, then we start implement the cost cutting by stages. We believe in transparency, but we just be open to the staff, talk to them, and that's it. They accept.
Did you have to remove or fire some of them?
At the worst, we remove almost up to 40% of the workforce. We have no choice.
Was it one of the toughest times in your career?
For sure, that was the toughest moment in my life until now.
Thinking back, what were some of the big lessons that you have learned during that time?
I think there's something we do right. Okay, the retrenchment part, you cannot help it. You just have to do it and that's it. So that is very straightforward. And we also notice some of the staff are really suffering. So what we do, we set up a relief fund. I can't remember the amount, it should be about 50 over 1,000. We just put up there, then whoever need the money actually just email or WhatsApp to me, then I'll put them the money will transfer to the account. So you can see different staff actually, they ask for the money for different purposes. Their staff actually apply the money to learn how to do online sales. Yeah. The time is all about online. Then we have staff use that to enroll into a direct sale program to start doing direct sales. And we have staff actually repay us back the money, so which is quite interesting to see. Some went to be a Grab driver, some joined Lala Move. The time every job that they can earn some money, they will do.
And for you personally, of course, it was a tough time. I think apart from not getting any business, it's just the fact that you had to let go some of your staff. What went through your own personal mind at that time? How did you personally pull through?
for sure that period was not the pleasant one, that is for sure. And also, for me, I never doubt that this COVID crisis is temporary. I never doubt that. So some people think that it's permanent. It will change the travel industry permanently. So I never doubt that this is temporary for me. What I can see the time, we spent a lot of time talking to the industry players. Then we found that actually some of the travel agents, they are implementing something very drastic. Like they can actually chop off 90% of the staff, or more 100% of staff. Some even cut off the telephone line to that extent.
Wow.
But for me, what I can say, they are doing something like they're using the permanent solution to a temporary problem. So that is something I don't believe in. I believe that it's going to be temporary. It's just nobody knows how long it will last, but it will come back and it will change a bit, but the thing will back to normal.
And that worked in your favor because when things started ramping up again, you still had your staff.
Yeah,
you could
precisely.
manage to ramp up your operations.
I start from 2021. We actually start recruiting slowly, but when we talk to this new recruit, we have to agree on the pay cut. And for them, the pay cut here and pay cut there is the same. But of course, we promise something when the market recover.
Okay. So would you say now that the worst is over for your industry?
Yes, I would say so.
Okay. So let's talk about future. I know that World Traveller has an ambitious goal to hit 300 million turnover this year. How do you plan to make it happen? Are you almost there?
Look at what we have achieved for the last 3 months. I'm quite confident it can be done. 300 million. $500 million, I think still needs some effort, but 300 million should be okay.
Okay. And where is this growth coming from?
Actually, it comes from the people. Our industry is very simple. You have more salespeople, you have more sales.
Okay.
So we need to have more capacity. Means that we need to have more salespeople, more operation staff to bring in more sales.
So you're growing the company, hiring more people. Okay. So my next question is that, of course, during difficult times, some of your staff stayed on with you, but recruiting new talent and getting them motivated, because this is a very sales-driven job, right? How do you do that?
You mean how I recruit the people during the pandemic time?
No, right now, like you're ramping up, you're hiring more people. How do you get the right
sales talk very
talent?
simple. Actually, two tricks only. Number one, you work less, you get the same pay. Number two, you work the same, you get double. So which one you want? So that's how I do the sales talk.
Okay.
And always work.
How do you keep your staff loyal to you? Or, what kind of, how do you motivate them, incentivize them to do better than what they did?
We empower. We empower. During the discussion before they come over, everything is spelled out clearly what is under your empowerment. So basically they can decide almost everything when they come over here. So we just control something like credit control or a bit of the SOP accounting side. When it comes to the operation side or customer-facing environment, they have the full say on what they want to do.
So essentially, you have all these team leaders, and they're running as a unit on their own, and they have their own targets to hit. Is that how it works?
WorldTravellers is unique in a way. We believe in small team concept.
Okay.
So at this moment, we have close to 15 small teams. So we have half the team doing incentive, half the team handle ticketing. So every team they have one tour leader. It's just like you can imagine this is about 15 small travel agents put together, and I'm the guy who provide the platform.
Okay.
So sometimes I joke with my research member. I say, these people are my customer. The ultimate customer, of course, is still our customer, but for me, as I'm concerned, myself, accounts, finance, HR, these salespeople or this team actually is my customer. I need to make sure they're happy, then I start making money.
Okay.
So it's quite a unique concept, but sometimes people can understand.
Well, let's talk about that a bit more. It is very unique. So, in that sense, how do you keep these customers happy? What kind of leadership skill or strategy that work with them?
We trust them, we empower them. Also, we treat them like a family. And most of the staff most of the team that joined WT or WorldTravellers are all recruited by me. So I know their background, I know what they've been through, I know what they need. So we tailor-made a package to suit to their needs.
Okay. And what kind of talent do you look for?
It must be a kind person, the person that is a team player, We want to have a harmony workplace. We don't want a very harsh character or very strong character. We don't buy that. We don't want a top salesperson with very strong character. We also don't like. We can work as a team. We respect each other, and we be kind to each other. That is a quality that we're looking at.
So that's very interesting, because being in a sales company, you would think that the first criteria is to be driven, motivated. But for you, kindness is the most important
My first
value.
core value is be kind.
Okay,
We
why
have
is that
three
so
core
important
value.
to you?
There's a thing called golden rules, right? You treat people like the way you want to be treated. That is something we believe in 100%.
Okay. But being in your industry, travel, tour is highly competitive. Some would say like it's a dog-eat-dog world, right? You have to really hustle, take your competitor down. But that's not the kind of concept or value that you believe in.
At least you must be a big dog, right? If not, then you get bullied.
Okay.
The industry is quite a unique industry. We have a lot of stakeholders here. We have airlines, we have hotels, we have operators, we have drivers, we have tour guide. So it can be quite complicated. But one thing we believe in, if you trust or respect the people, they will do the same to you. So if you handle the tour overseas, like it can be Scandinavian or Switzerland, anywhere. As long as these people, they treat you like a friend, they help you, they put your group at top priority, most of the time everything will go smoothly. So that's very important. If you very calculative, you scold them or you don't respect them, if things happen, then too bad.
Do you think that is the reason why you are so successful today?
I believe so, part of the reason.
And can I also talk a bit about the trends that we're seeing in the travel industry? I understand that your company is involved mainly in corporate travel, but overall, with the rise of online booking platforms and digital travel agencies, how do you think this has impacted the industry?
Okay, that online travel agent, OTA, we call it OTA, like Expedia, Traveloka,
Yep.
they will be here to stay, they won't run away. It's just another option for the customer. If you are the corporate, it may not be suitable going through the OTA because there's no interaction. And when it comes to corporate traveling, always last minute changes, always immediate. They need immediate attention that can actually assist them to tackle the problem. It can be midnight, it can be any time zone that they are in. So for that scenario, only the corporate agent can solve that problem. For us, we have a team of people stand by 24/7. So it doesn't matter which time zone you are in, you have problem, you just call, we change your ticket, you fly back.
Okay, so customer relationship and management.
Yeah. If OTA, you have to call the hotline or email, then talk to a robot, then only you can, there will be someone assist you, but that maybe you wasted 10-15 minutes on that.
Okay, so let's talk about then corporate travel. There are still a lot of changes happening. I think right now we're really seeing travel bouncing back. Where do you see the trend in the next couple of years?
Last year, still quite tough. Only few countries are doing well. Turkey, Dubai, UAE to Turkey, UAE, and also Switzerland. And this year, Japan, super hot. Japan super hot. This year, I don't think the airfare will come down. So only for those who can afford to go long haul, then they can go long haul. Everyone can fly time. I think
That's
not,
over.
Not,
Is that coming back?
Not yet. I think next year.
Next year.
But the other problem is China. China opening up now, but haven't seen the big outbound trend yet. So we also a bit worried that when China start travel out, it will actually affect everybody, including us. So the ground hotel, food price will go up. So that is something actually worried me personally also. But surprisingly, when they announced the opening in last few weeks, and we see not much movement, then I also start to dig in what happened. Then my friend or my counterpart in China told me because of the airfare. The airfare is super expensive now, so it should deter people from traveling.
So higher airfare is good for you, your business at this point in time?
Yes and no. If let's say if your business is involved some credit like ticketing, it may be good because of the price going up. But if let's say talking about incentive tour, it's still back to the budget that my customer have. So of course, the cost go up, it wouldn't be a good sign for my customer.
So most of your clients are corporate companies. With rising inflation, tighter cost of living, has that impacted corporates' appetite to bring their staff on incentive travel, like going on tour?
Depends on what type of customer. We have seen some direct sale companies still doing very well. We have seen some actually cut down their budget. So let's say example, they used to be able to travel to USA. Now maybe they settle with Europe. Then they used to travel to Japan, now they settle with Korea.
Right. So it's just a destination that's a bit different.
They still
now.
travel.
Okay. Now just a bit more about your personal accomplishments so far. What do you think has been the biggest setback for you in your career personally?
COVID-19.
COVID. Okay. And your proudest achievement then?
This one.
Okay, but there's more to come, of course. I imagine, like you just said, 2023 would be an outstanding year. Could you also talk to us about, let's say, someone who wants to be in this industry that you're in, wanting to start their own company? What would be the advice to them?
I would say you should start. If you do something you like, why not you just start? If this is something you like to do, you better start.
Okay.
Then
Was that how it happened for you? You had a passion in it?
No, for me, I fall into this. I was the accountant for this company actually.
Okay.
It used to be called TA Travel. I was an accountant, then I was promoted to become the branch manager, GM, then director. Then I did a MBO in year 2010. 1 year before I joined Vistage, I did an MBO, then I become the owner of the company.
Okay. So if someone who is watching this and wondering, Mr. So must travel so much because of what he does,
Okay.
I do wonder, like, as someone who runs a tour company or travel company, do you still have any dream destinations in your bucket list?
I still have many. You'll be surprised. Sometimes we are in this trade, it doesn't mean that you have a lot of time to travel to everywhere you want. Example, I've been traveling to Switzerland for at least 7 times, but I've never been to Italy. So if you ask me, it's still got plenty of places I want to go.
Okay, so Italy is one of them.
Italy is still in my top list.
Top list. Okay, all right. Okay, I now want to turn our focus to talking about Vistage. You've been a member since 2011. How has being a member of Vistage and that experience helped shape you as a leader?
The very unique value proposition of Vistage actually is continuous learning, from my point of view. In Vistage, every 2 months we have a resource speaking section. So Vistage will arrange to bring in people from different industry, specialists in the industry, to come and give us a talk. It can be wellness, it can be taxation, it can be AI, it can be any topic that we are interested in. So I find that I always enjoy the resource speaking section. But because for most of the people, we believe after you graduate from school, you stop learning.
Yeah.
But in Vistage, this one, it will never stop. So that is very important. Then the coach. My coach is CK Chan. The coach meet you once a month, and it's just a teacher checking on you on your homework. So that one also quite a good quite a good section.
Okay.
Then of course the third one is a monthly Vistage meeting. We have some members. We have been together for almost 10 years. So it's more than just a normal friends.
Yeah.
And we share all the problem up and, high and low, up and downs. So that kind of relationship also, in a way, you have that kind of very strong bonding amongst the members and the trust. That is something for SME owners, we normally don't have the strong board of directors.
Yeah.
And that is the one actually create the most value to SME owners.
It's been said that being a CEO is a lonely job.
Very lonely. Very lonely.
How was your experience? Like, let's say without Vistage, how do you think that would turn out differently
Without
for you?
Vistage, I think I would say most of the time we'll be living in fear. You will fear whether am I doing something right, or am I doing something wrong, or will this thing come and hunt me, or this thing how will it affect me? So that feeling actually is quite obvious when I just joined Vistage, and slowly the fear feeling slowly disappear.
Okay.
Maybe you can say I become more confident.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now, when you talk about fear, I'm curious to know, as someone who runs a very successful company, what keeps you up at night? What worries you?
COVID keep me up for quite some nights. That is for sure.
What about the future?
Future now, after a while, I managed to actually not overthink about the future. But the future is something very dim. You can't actually see clearly, but you can actually plan. After you can plan everything, you should not be worried about that. When you start overthinking about the future, you become worried, then the fear sets in. So I try not to overthink after certain criteria, certain limit.
So you have your plans in place, and whatever will be, will be.
Yeah, but still need to plan for that, right? Whatever past also cannot change.
Okay.
So at this moment, this is the most important one.
Okay. So my final question, talking about future, what's next for you? I know 300 million is that target, but any other unfulfilled goals that you want to achieve?
Actually, I want to ask, we say, can I get the Lifetime Achievement Award 2 times?
That you have to ask this stage, but you're getting it this time around, and it's a wonderful, wonderful accomplishment.
Thank
so
you.
Are there any other things that you would love to?
I told my wife this morning, I said, actually, I want to mention this in the interview. I want to be a researcher, actually.
Okay.
And when everything's settled, hopefully I can contribute back to Vistage and those SME owners like me. That's something I want to do. When you say
when everything settled, we need a better definition of that. What is settled? What is okay for you?
Maybe half a B, half a billion.
All right. Not too long to go.
Not too long to go, hopefully.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. So, for sharing your story. What a wonderful bounce back for your company, and hopefully great things to come for you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.